podcast is titled Burn Buddies. We are featuring our Burn family today. We go to Burn Bootcamp here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and this is where we go for all things training, strength training, and cross-functional fitness to help supplement our running. Today, we are going to kind of do a Q&A episode, answering running-related questions from our fellow Burn members and just talking all things Burn.
Yes, we're super excited. Thank y'all for having us here today and being here with us.
Thank you.
I know it's kind of different than what you normally do, but we're just going to kind of talk about, I'll start with kind of what Burn means to us and how we got involved in Burn. This is Whitney. So I started Burn, it's been a little over a year, in preparation for my first marathon. I did, random casual strength training at home, but nothing. I knew that I needed to step it up a notch to be ready to cover that distance and feel good about it. So I started coming on a Saturday, a free class. I came and immediately signed a contract that day. Love it, and it is a game changer for our running, and I can tell definitely that marathon specifically. I felt great, and not everyone has that experience running their first marathon. It can be terrifying, can also go very bad, but I think because of the strength that I had built up, it helped me actually enjoy it and want to continue doing it, and definitely helped build up my strength and things like that. And then you guys started coming, probably a month later?
A month or two later, yeah. I think Nikki joined maybe like exactly a month later, and then I think maybe I was just another month after that.
Yes, Nikki got tired of me coming home and telling her, I'm gonna be honest, me coming home and telling her the workout that I did that day so she could do it in her garage. So she finally signed up, and then we got Ember to sign up too. So we love coming here just because the sense of community is one of our favorite things. And anyone that works out here will tell you the same thing. It's a great place, especially if you're not comfortable in your fitness currently, or you are physically fit and you want to step it up. It's great for all of that because the trainers are great at helping you modify if you need to scale down a little bit, or pushing you.
Right, or mod up if that's what you need.
Right, and we definitely find that we work out harder and get pushed a little more, because I don't know about y'all, but if I'm working out, at my house by myself, I probably won't make myself throw up or cry.
Right. but Alex or Brittany
might make us do that here, and that's fine. That's why we come here. So, it's just a really great place for basically anyone at any level of fitness, and Burn is not just in Murfreesboro, they're kind of all over, so there's lots of options. I have a friend in Florida that goes to Burn, so lots of options. It's just a great place, and so we're really excited to be here with them today and kind of talk about again, what they have to offer, and then just answer some questions from our other fellow Burn members.
So as we kind of mentioned, Alex and Brittany are two of the trainers here at Burn, and they're with us today to just help us go through all the things about improving your fitness and also some nutrition stuff. But first off, we're just going to have them just do a quick introduction of how they became trainers here at Burn. Yep. But some members first.
Right. Brittany, you want to go ahead?
This is Brittany. I was invited here by a friend to Burn, actually on a free Saturday as well.
They'll hook you.
Training.
Free Saturdays will get you.
Yep, she convinced me to come in, and I was hooked. And I signed a membership before my 7-day trial was up. Yep. And I was a member here for just about 18 months, and then decided to actually ask for a position here as a trainer. So I reached out to Ben, the owner, and I was just telling him how much I loved the concept of the gym, and I really just wanted to be a part of it, and it had helped me so much. I actually, 18 months after starting here, I ran my first 15K after not running at all for 18 months.
Wow.
And I had never been able to run more than a mile and a half without dying. And so my husband thought I was losing my mind, and I told him, I'm going to run and I'm going to beat you. And he's like, okay, 'cause he's the runner. And I ran, and I beat him so bad I had to find somebody else to beat during the 15K. So I raced another random guy that I had found.
Took him down.
Yeah, and I ended up scoring third in my overall in my age division.
That's amazing.
That's
awesome.
It has been amazing. The workouts are awesome. It helps you so much with, functionally.
Yes. And you don't think, sometimes people assume running is cardio and weights and strength training is not, but because of your strength and the lung capacity that you had from strength training, you were able to run and that was, they kind of go hand in hand. So that's awesome.
Yes, I mean, and I honestly never would have put two and two together until
Right.
I saw it for myself. And
Yeah.
just seeing how much it changed, like the community here and how much it changed me physically, and it's just so motivational in here. I loved it so much, and I really just couldn't wait to be a part of it as a trainer. So
Yeah, that's perfect.
How about you, Alex? How did you come to join the Burn family?
So I was living in Missouri, and I just graduated college, and I was looking for like a job. So I applied to places all over Tennessee, and I heard back from Ben, and I'd never heard of Burn Bootcamp before. But I was like, hey, that sounds like a lot of fun. Like, I'm used to training in group settings, and so I was like, why not? Let's try it out.
Yeah.
And he was like, come on down. Like, I think we'd love to have you. I think you'd be great. So I came down here, and immediately I felt like I was home. Like, all the members, Ben, just everybody, even like Lyle in the front desk. I met Brittany. She was working front desk, and everybody was just so welcoming, and I just felt like, man, this is home. And it's been great. Like, I don't know, I just feel, I even love the workouts here. I don't work out at any other gym just because here's so motivating, and you get your strength, and you get your endurance training, your cardio, just even plyometrics, like
Yeah.
everything. So it's like, it's all right here, and you just have community and family, and I
You
love
get your
it.
friend meetup sessions,
Yes,
right?
yeah, you
Yes.
just say, hey, what time you going?
Right,
and everybody
exactly.
meets up, and it's
Exactly.
It's awesome.
And so you played volleyball, and you've always done team sports and stuff. So this is a little
Yes.
different than that, but
Mhm.
still
There's
kind
still
of
that, yeah, that like
family.
the family, and then the competition too, like friendly competition. Be like,
Right.
man, you're lifting 5 pounds heavier than me. Fine, I'll go.
Yeah,
get
right.
more dumbbells. Or like, dang, you're not stopping. Like,
Right.
I'll keep going too. So it's like healthy, good competition, but it pushes you, and I
Yes,
love it. I
definitely.
love it.
Absolutely.
So what is your background in college? What did you study?
So I was health promotion and wellness. So I didn't have too many nutrition classes.
Mhm.
Just focused mainly on like the strength training and like just being
Functional.
overall
Healthy.
fit and stuff. And so yeah, I've always been
Awesome.
loving that area.
Great.
Well, we're glad to have you
Yes.
guys
Yeah.
with us.
Obviously, you both motivate and push us, so we appreciate that. And
Most of the time we do.
most of the time we appreciate it. I know that we give you stink eyes like
love
during
it.
class, or like when
Fuels
you're
our
bringing us
fire.
a 50
Yes.
when we want to use a 35 or whatever. But we do appreciate it because we do still come. So obviously we like it. So y'all are great. We appreciate that. So we'll kind of jump into questions. So you guys had some of the members send in questions about running, and we're just going to kind of go through those. So for any of you listening, if you have these questions, hopefully we will answer them for you. And
If you have any additional questions, feel free to send us a message on Facebook or Instagram or
And like we've done before, like we have made a whole episode over a question we've got on Instagram.
yes.
So anything that you have questions on, just send it in and we will try our best to answer. So Amber, you want to start with the first one?
All right, the first question was sent in by Liz, and it was, are there breathing techniques that you use? You may remember a few months back, we tried this little technique of running with some gravel in your mouth to learn how to only breathe in and out through your nose.
We're crazy, y'all.
We
Next level.
will not suggest that as
That is
a-
not the technique to do that. That was Nikki's idea. She's not here with us today, but you will find that she comes up with the silly ideas,
and we tend to go with
we
them.
just kind of go with them.
But-
Gravel is not recommended.
No, gravel is not top on the list,
No.
but it definitely can feel really hard at first. It can seem really labored. A lot of times, we always say like the first mile is a liar. A lot of
Sometimes
times,
the first and second mile.
yes, but a lot of times once you get into the flow, so does your breathing. It's
Right.
almost just like your body finds that pace that it's comfortable at, and your lungs and everything else just kind of gets in that same routine and same rhythm of breathing.
Yep.
Obviously, if you are unable to breathe, you need to slow down a little bit.
Yes.
But don't automatically just slow down without trying to like set
work
into
through
that
it.
first.
Yep.
But another thing is like trying to watch your heart rate. If your heart rate is too high, which I just had this happen in a race like a couple weeks ago I talked about, my heart rate was crazy high. My breathing seemed fine, but I knew I needed to slow down because my heart rate was crazy. So if your heart rate is up and you're not able to breathe strong, then you probably need to scale it back a little. And you may be able to get it under control and start going a little faster after that, but listen to your body.
Right. It just comes down to listening to your body and not trying to push yourself. And a lot of times it is, people that aren't used to running or starting out, you think that you have to give it your all, and it really is best to ease into it until you build up, until your lungs acclimate. So if you're having a very hard time breathing, you're probably going too fast.
Yes. A couple of other little things is just some slow, deep breaths as opposed to short, like really choppy ones. Trying to breathe more in through your nose and either only in and out through your nose or in through your nose, out through your mouth slowly. Mm-hmm. Basically, the more you practice, the more your lung capacity is going to expand and the more natural it's going to feel. So just keep going and you will feel better.
That is correct. So the next question is sent in by Amanda. She's actually a marathoner as well. Woo-hoo! And I think that I have talked her into running a half marathon with us here in the next few months. Her question was, how many days a week do you run? I feel like I could talk about this particular question for hours. It really depends on the week for us, but I would say typically 4, sometimes 5. Rest and strength training are just as important as the act of running itself. And so we kind of base our schedule around burn, and we have to fit those into our schedule too based on what the workouts are and our running as well. So I would say 4 to 5 average.
4 to 5, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably even 4 is probably a more
solid.
Unless we're like in high intensity marathon training mm-hmm. or have like a big race coming up, 4 is probably pretty typical.
What we do. Yep. Overtraining, and again, people that are getting into running or, haven't done it for a while, assume that you have to run every single day to get better. And just like with strength training, you have to give your muscles a break or they're never going to improve because they're always going to be fatigued. Same thing with running. Overtraining is what causes injury or burnout, and, your muscles need breaks from running in order to improve. So keep that in mind. That's also very important. It just kind of varies by person as well. So each person can kind of handle mileage differently. Some people might work best at running a very easy pace or easy miles, 6 days a week. We kind of like to switch ours up, and it is pretty important to do, a little bit of a variation of long mm-hmm. runs, speed work, hill training when you can, and some easy runs as well. So it really depends on your body. But I would say, 4 to 5 days max is probably best for most. And we're kind of used to being on a training plan, so we've kind of adapted that into our running schedules because, when we were doing races literally twice a month or something, we just kind of adapted to that schedule. So we will just kind of plan our weeks based on that.
Around that, yeah.
That kind of brings us to our next question, which is
the best half marathon training plan to follow. And there again, this is going to vary based on the number of days a week that your body can handle running. Any training plan that you follow should incorporate strength, rest, easy run, long run, and speed work. I know before one of our favorite ones, it was like 1 week we would do speed work, 1 week we would do hill training.
Yeah,
like that was our Wednesday.
Alternate. Yep.
So we still kind of stick to that when we can run together. Mm-hmm. In the middle of the week was always like our really hard run. And then like your weekend longer runs, you want that to be easy because that's just getting your body used to moving that long at a time. It's just for endurance, not for speed at all. So,
easier pace, longer distance.
Yeah. So our personal favorite, which all stemmed from Whitney, is the Marathon Training Academy. And that's kind of where we got the speed work and the hill training off and on because that's how they did that, right?
Yep. So. And we can share that with you, Amanda. I'll send it to you so you have that. Because I've done a half marathon training plan, like my first half marathon in 2010. One I followed was Hal Higdon, which is like an old school.
Yes, and you can find those online everywhere.
Yeah, but it's basically like run, do a little cross training, and it's very vague, like
very. It literally says like fast run.
Yeah. Or
slow run.
Yeah.
Long run, but it doesn't really say like. Okay, well, beginning.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Marathon Training Academy, they have different ones with if you're looking at a specific time goal or a specific pace. If you're just a straight up beginner and you need to kind of listen to your body and get used to it. So there's a lot of different options, and we shall share that with you.
So you should have a solid base of being able to run like 3 to 5 miles at a time before you would start that kind of half marathon training. So if you are unable to get out there and run 3 or 4 miles at a time without stopping, then you probably just need to work on building up to being able to do that first before you try and find a certain plan to go with.
Exactly. You need to have a solid base, and that's like with anything. Before you do, up your weights and strength training, you need to have a solid base and have good form.
Right.
Same thing with running. You need to have a solid mileage base before you try to add to that.
Our next question came in from Amanda. It is how to stay safe as a solo female runner. A few just short, quick, don't run at night. Don't run in a place that you wouldn't feel comfortable running, or walking anytime. If you don't feel safe there, obviously don't run there. Never have both of your earbuds in. Take one of them out so you can hear what's going on around you, so somebody can sneak up behind you. Switch up your routes. Don't go the exact same way every time so that somebody knows your routine. I mean, we get on a habitual pattern where we go the same place at the same time. And it's very easy to get into that, but somebody could totally track you very easy. Don't do that. Carry your phone with you, mace if that makes you feel safer. My husband got me this little alarm that you just push a button and it makes this horribly loud sound, but it makes me feel more comfortable than spraying somebody with mace. And then avoid back roads and areas that you're just not familiar with. So if you need an escape plan, you know where to go.
What Amber's trying to say is stay woke.
Exactly. But my favorite tip is find a running buddy. So then you will not be a female runner running alone. They're the best to have.
Yep, that works out the best. So we recommend that for sure. All right, next question is best running shoes. And this one is very tricky, but luckily we just did a episode with our friends at Fleet Feet. That's episode 45. You should definitely go get fitted for shoes that are right for you. There's so many styles, there's so many brands. We all enjoy Brooks. Amber just got some New Balances, but we all like Brooks and they work well for us. However, we recommend, going to see what is best for you. They have a Fit ID scanner at Fleet Feet that's complimentary. You can do a screening and they can assess your arch and your gait and everything else like that to determine the best shoes for you, because that is probably the most important thing. Obviously, if your shoes are not right for you, that could cause injury, and then you could be on the sidelines not doing anything. So that is very important to check out and make sure that you've got that.
There's not a lot of equipment or anything with running. There's not tons of stuff to buy. So invest in some good shoes that are right for you. Take the time to figure out what's good for you and not just what your friend has that's cute.
Right. Or tennis shoes off the shelf at
a sporting goods store.
Right. So make sure that you have the right things for you. All right, so that's all the questions that we had for today. But like Amber said, if there's any others that you guys do have, feel free to, shoot out a message or let us know on Instagram or whatever, and we'll get those answered for you. So we want to kind of talk a little bit more with Brittany and Alex about some specifics. Brittany, I think, is going to talk about nutrition and just kind of dive into that for us. So go ahead.
All right. So the main thing that I typically like to suggest to people is finding something that they can stick with for the rest of their life. Like finding something that's natural to them and more of a lifestyle for them versus fad diets.
Right.
A lot of times fad diets cut out major food groups, and that's going to have you lacking vitamins and minerals and carbs and
then therefore
fats.
Your energy is going to be low.
And a lot of people don't realize carbs are not a bad thing. Your body needs them. Macronutrients are very important. We've got to make sure we're getting those protein, carbs, and healthy fats in, and just how to incorporate that into a healthy diet is really like what I try to instill in so many people here. A lot of people come in, with fasting, and we've heard of carnivore diets and all of these things, and nobody can stick with that for the rest of their life. So that's the main thing, is something that you can stick with forever. That's going to be something you can incorporate with your family and with kids, and something where you're not cooking 3 different meals for you and your family and then your kids separately.
Because how long are you truly going to be doing that? You'll get
Me,
tired of that
maybe
pretty
once.
quick. Right.
Yes.
We're all done with that.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, never mind.
Very much staying away from the yo-yoing.
Yeah.
So with Burn, how can they get that kind of information other than the group classes? Is there a way that they can talk to you about that?
Yes, so we have focus meetings here. The focus meetings, we can really tailor the nutrition specifically for you. And if you have dietary restrictions or allergies, we can kind of work around those. I do have a nutrition cert, so I have a lot of flexibility with being able to offer a lot for the members here, which is so nice. There's but we can give you a general guideline for where to start, and then a week or so into that, kind of gauge where people are feeling, how they're doing with it, if they're recovering well, or if it's too many calories or not enough,
right.
or whatever that looks like for that person, and then really tweak it to be individualized for each person, which is really nice, because not everybody can follow something cookie cutter.
Right.
And so being able to tailor that for them specifically, we use the in-body scanner here, and it does come with the focus meetings when we do those, and so being able to see your body changing, a lot of people get focused on the number on the scale.
Right.
And that's been a real deterrent for a lot of people. They feel like they're not getting results because the number on the scale is going up or staying the same. With the in-body scanner, we can look at, how much of that is muscle and how much is fat, and how is that shifting and changing throughout this process when you're coming into burn.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I think that's a huge value that you guys offer, because it's not just a gym membership where you can come in and get a great workout, but also to take it to the next level. As you know, nutrition is probably more important than the exercise itself, because you can't out-exercise a bad diet. And you have to be able to fuel your body properly in order to, be able to strength train or be able to run, because it's not going to be sustainable if you're not properly fueling your body. So
Right.
great.
So I need to
I need to
schedule
schedule
mine.
mine.
yes,
Well, I need to do another one. It's been a while. Definitely need to step that up. So thank you for the reminder on that, Brittany. We'll get our schedule. And everyone else should too. Yes. All right. So, Alex, you want to talk about, what do you have to share with us? Just incorporating strength training and kind of overall fitness and that kind of thing, kind of what you focused on in school and how that comes into play with burn.
Yeah, so like with running and stuff, it's some people think, I don't know if I want to strength train, just because you can get too much muscles, get bulky, and it wouldn't just kind of go against what you're trying to do.
Right.
But strength training is very important, like when it comes to running. It prevents injuries. It can balance out imbalances that you may have in your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to focus on your core.
Yes, a strong core is key.
Yes, it makes you, just prevents injuries.
Yeah.
Helps you keep your form and all that when you're, running a bad
Because you
form.
have to hold
hurt
yourself
everything.
upright. Yeah. And if you have good form, your running efficiency is going to be improved.
Exactly.
You're going to be able to do things a little easier, and it's not going to be as hard if you have a strong core to support you. And it can really never be too strong, because it holds your whole body up. Even if you're not a runner, it's important to have a strong core. So.
And also like doing like single-legged stuff. That helps with your balance, because if you're out running on a trail or something, you need good balance, and so you're not tripping and falling all over yourself.
Absolutely.
So that's really important, and we do a lot of that here at Burn. We have like speed and agility days. We'll work on
Yes.
speed and agility, like going through ladders or doing like different cone drills and just stuff like that. So
there's definitely a lot. I like how every workout is different. So a speed and agility day, you're getting cardio, but you're also getting speed and agility training.
Right.
Yep.
And while you might face plant during class, that's going to prevent you from face planting while you're out and about in real life.
It's better on the mat than on the gravel.
Exactly.
You're
Or
right.
concrete, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And even leg strength, we can because you think as a runner you don't need to work on your legs because you're using them to run, but it's actually the opposite. You need all those supporting muscles to be strong, so that it doesn't cause another muscle to work harder and then get injured or worn out. So
Whitney and I specifically really noticed a difference in this last race. We had a really hilly race not too long ago, and we both recognized, like, wow, these hills seem a lot easier than they used to.
and we killed it.
Right. It was still like a little bit hard, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I have to walk up this hill or this is just killing me.
And we hadn't we hadn't really done much hill training,
No.
but because of from coming here, we didn't even realize, like, well,
we've improved a
cool.
little bit on hills.
Yeah. So it's just definitely a
Definitely helps.
great place to be, and we are thankful for you guys and the motivation that you provide for us and the community and environment here. Definitely recommend, if you have a burn in your area or if you are in Murfreesboro, check out Burn Bootcamp. They are awesome in more ways than one. So
Yes.
we love it.
Come check them out. Long run recap. This week's long run was 8 snowy, slushy, icy miles.
Sunny and
It was definitely a conundrum. It was very sunny and warm outside, yet we were dodging snow and ice the entire time.
it was tricky. But we were so excited to do a long run because we had been trapped in the house all day because of the snow.
Pretty much all week, yeah.
Because of the snow and the ice. We did attempt a run in the snow just to say we did it. It was 1 mile, and it was very
It
challenging.
was very treacherous the first time we tried.
So we were ready to, the sun had come out, had melted a little bit, so we were ready to get out there and get it done. And we didn't really go out with a game plan. We just kind of said, we know this one road, mile stretch is clear.
Yep.
We're going to go from there and just kind of bob and weave and see where we can safely.
Right. We
Get
had
some
kind of
miles in.
said we wanted to try and get at least 8 miles, but I think in the back of my head, I thought, there's no way we're actually going to get 8 miles in. It's going to end up being like 5 or 6, which I was fine with. I was just glad to be outside and running more than 1 mile.
Right.
But the whole time, it felt like an obstacle course.
It was so hard.
Jumping back and forth to dodge cars or dodge snow piles or an ice pile. We did run down to the greenway, and there was like a tiny little stretch that was totally cleared off, so we were like super hopeful that it was all cleared, but
Then the
our
shade
dream-
covered up the rest, and we
our
had to turn
dreams were
around.
dashed.
Yep. But it was so pretty. It was beautiful outside. It was just very hard obstacle course, like kind of darting around like crazy.
Yeah.
And it was spur of the moment. We didn't think we were going to be able to make it work with our schedules. I had company in town, but then last minute we were able to. So we literally within 30 minutes got clothes on, got out the door, and just took off. So
Yep.
it was awesome.
We were dying of thirst at approximately mile 6 or so.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to run to the gas station and it didn't work out. We were going to have to like run on a skinny little road that wasn't going to be safe. So
Yeah.
we decided to turn around, and then all of a sudden we were like, oh, we can eat snow. So we immediately shoved some snow in our mouth.
We used that as our water source, and
Yeah,
it actually
it was
helped.
great.
Did the trick.
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We found clean snow. It appeared clean. So that was good. And we did get 8 miles in, but that day, like, I think because we had jumped around so much and we were going, like, it seemed uphill both ways.
Yes.
Jumping on the sidewalk. Oh, there's a puddle. There's ice. Jumping over here. Dodging cars. Like, I felt like we did an obstacle course, like 20-mile race. That
Yes.
whole day I was completely wiped out.
Yes, I kept thinking like, am I still a runner? Because this was way too hard for
I
8
am
miles.
confused.
Have I lost all running ability? And
What is going on?
I was like embarrassed.
It
Like,
was hard.
did I really?
No, we both
only
I
8
think at the same
miles?
time, like, is this
We're like, yeah, we're both
struggling?
dying.
Okay, great. Let's keep going. But it was really good. So glad to be outside, and so glad we got it done,
Yes.
even if it was
very
a little,
grateful for those hard 8 miles.
Yes,
No matter how slow they were.
right.